So, how did it come to be that an aircraft that had carried Britain's nuclear deterrent found itself doing something so totally different as dropping conventional bombs on an airfield in the South Atlantic? Well, they handed the nuclear deterrent over to the Royal Navy. And in fact, almost at the end of Vulcan's operational career in 1982 came the Falkland Islands War. And it was suddenly decided that a Vulcan could actually get there and back from Ascension Island. Now this was to be the longest bombing raid in history. It's as far as from here to Bali non-stop. And in order to do it, the Vulcan had to do 18 air-to-air refuelings. And the aircraft that did that was Vulcan XM607, which is now at our airport as a static display. Here she comes, from straight in front of us. Famous Vulcan howl that's caused by the air in the intakes, the particular shape of the intakes, and it only occurs at certain power settings. Actually, she wasn't on full power there, she was only on 90% power because we're protecting the engine life. If you're keeping an eye on her, you see she's got the wheels down, and she's going to descend back towards us, and we'll see her fly by with the wheels down. Worry not, she's not planning to land at the moment. Now the crew today, the man actually flying, is Bill Perrins. He's an ex-Royal Air Force Tornado fighter pilot. Now flies for Virgin with, I think, jumbo jets, 747-400s. And sitting in the other seat is Martin Withers, who's the chief pilot of the Vulcan to the Sky Trust. He's the man who flew the Vulcan all the way down to the Falkland Islands, and he got a distinguished flying cross for that. So here she is, with wheels down. As I said, they don't have the two navigators, the navigator plotter and the navigator radar anymore, but they do have the air electronics officer. It's very important. They used to call this the electric bomber, a lot of electrical systems on board, and the AEO, among other things, manages those. And that's Phil Davis. He's the guy who's been texting me and telling me what's going on with the aircraft all day. And we have had one or two texts between us, I have to say, and between us and one or two other people as well. Now, next time she comes around, I'm looking to see if she's got her bomb doors open. This is only the second time I've seen her this year, and I can't see if the bomb doors are open. That's the size of the bomb bay that took those 21,000 pounds of bombs. She'll fly round in a circle, and as she comes back in front of us, you'll see the bomb bay doors closing. Interestingly, if you were to go and see her at her home at Doncaster, at the snappily named Robin Hood Airport, Doncaster, Sheffield, actually call it Finningley because it used to be RAF Finningley, and you look inside that bomb bay, you'll see the names of thousands of people who paid money to have their names put inside the bomb bay. Unfortunately, you can't apply to do that anymore because the Bombay is full. So this is an aeroplane then that's really held in trust for the nation. And it really has cost an absolute fortune to do that. So we're continually asking for money. People keep saying, oh, they're always asking for money, but you know, £38,500 a week doesn't come from, you know, just out of the sky. It goes back into the sky, in fact. But we just need everybody's help all the time to keep it trying to the Don't look into the sun with them. And there's one other person that I really must mention, and that's Kevin Taft-Stone. He's the crew chief and the chief engineer. He's been working his socks off overnight, him and his team, to get the undercarriage problem fixed. They got it fixed in good time. The aircraft should have been able to get down here, but for some reason they couldn't get the aircraft refueled, which is why we've all been kept waiting. But well done to Taft-Stone, the crew chief. He says 558 is my baby, and she really is. Now I think we're going to see a topside pass and then her final pass after she turned round at the left-hand side. Stretch that original drawing that I was talking about in 1946 by 3/4, multiply it by 1 3/4 in length, you get recognisably Concorde. Because of course she was a predecessor, and of course Concorde also had Bristol Olympus engines, albeit fairly rather well developed engines. So if ever you're up near Doncaster, do go and pay her a visit. They have all sorts of amazing arrangements. Director has asked me to ask you, would you like her to come back next year? Please put your hands in the air if you'd like to see Vulcan next year.
Yeah!
He thinks he will. There we go. Well now, let me just say, at the end of this lovely display, you could, if you don't want to go to the stand, the club stand, you could